everyone. So today I'm going to be talking about birthmarks because a lot of people get scared by my birthmark. I think it's fine. Some people think it's like gross and stuff. Um, but I had a amniotic band restriction, so I got like my fingers aren't the same size, and I got a kind of like extra fingernail in my finger. So I'm actually lucky because usually when people get amniotic band constriction, that's what it's called. Um, it always happens like when you're in your mom's stomach. Um, like they lose like whatever part of your body is like don't know like it's like a string. So whichever part of your body it's on is usually it usually needs to be amputated or it kind of like falls off kind of thing. Um, so I'm actually pretty lucky that I only just got like an extra fingernail and it's smaller and it's kind of like a bit of a bump here and then down there. So I'm actually pretty lucky, and I actually only found this out the other day when I went to the doctor's, and I actually forgot that it was my birthmark because like she's got 1,000 other patients. She's not bound to remember this stuff. But because like she documents a bunch of stuff, but I guess she never documented my birthmark. So I guess when I went, she was like, "Oh, what happened to your finger?" And I'm like, "This is a birthmark." So she actually took a few pictures, and it's kind of cool because she's keeping them so that she can kind of use me as an example when she like has like interns and stuff, or at least that's what she said. So yeah, but if this had happened, like if I'd got the constriction like before, like I probably got this like a little while before I was born, but if I had got it at like the beginning of my mom's pregnancy, I probably would have lost my pinky, from what I understand. And yeah. So also about my mental health videos. So the BPD video, I have like I, I still film it, but I like have everything. The OCD videos, like I've checked thousands of books and everything, and I can't find any information on that. So grammar OCD, what I do know though, is it's basically the same kind of OCD, like obsessive compulsive or something disorder. So it's basically like things have to be a certain way, or you think something bad could happen, or you could just kind of get annoyed by when they write something wrong, but like it's a bit more severe than normal kind of thing. So yeah. Anyway, I'm home from school because my mom was sick, and so I was going to take my brothers to the bus stop, and I want to stay home because I'm working on a news article for school that is due tomorrow. That it's confusing because I'm doing it. We have to do it about an event that happened at home, school, or in your neighborhood. So I had no idea what to do, and then I remembered all the time somebody got into our backyard, tried to break into my house, and stuff like that. One of my previous social workers, because I've been like a new one now that I got like last year, maybe in like February. But my social worker before that, actually, this is my first time babysitting, and I didn't know that I had an appointment with her that day because like she comes to my house. Well, she came to my house, and so I didn't know that, and my mom didn't tell me. I guess my mom forgot too. So we were just in the living room after we'd eaten lunch, and the TV was on. And I've done the babysitter's course, but they never told us what to do when you think somebody's breaking in. I mean, the only thing they really told us was like call 911 and hide. I decided not to call 911, and texted my mom because sometimes, like, well, I don't know. This was my first time babysitting, so I wasn't the smartest, but I just texted my mom. So at first, she just, like, rang the doorbell a few times and knocked. By that time, I had shut the TV off because my mom always wanted us to turn the volume down or shut it off so that they don't know that we're home, kind of thing. Because, like, if people come and want to sell us stuff, you know? And so I shut the TV off, and then at first we just sat there quietly waiting for her to leave. Because keep in mind, I did not know this was my, like, old social worker. So 5 minutes later, somebody tries to open the door. I literally picked Callista up. She is, at the time, she was probably 2, gonna turn 3 in like a few days before that. And like, usually there's a babysitter, like it's my mom's friend, but the day before that, I had gotten the, like, I guess a heat stroke or like the flu or something. So then their son got a heat stroke too, because she has like 2 sons. Or either I got the flu and he caught it. I'm not sure, because like, anyway. So she couldn't come to our house to watch us. So I was old enough to babysit, and I wanted to babysit. So yeah. So she kept like playing, kind of not playing with the doorknob, but like moving it, trying to get in. And so I grabbed Callista. The boys, I told them to quietly tiptoe. We literally ran to the basement, shut the door on my phone. Like, I had texted my mom, like, as soon as we got in the basement. And then on my phone, I turned the volume all the way off, and then I put Paw Patrol on for Callista. So, yeah, that was scary. And then, for my news article that I have to write for school, somebody showed up at our door. Anyway, somebody showed up at our door with a U-Haul. It was like the cheapest time of the month to rent a U-Haul. And I guess until the lights were off, he thought nobody was home. But yeah, so he showed up in a U-Haul, and he came and I guess knocked on the door to see if we were home. But when he realized we were home, because my mom opened the door, I guess he didn't know what to do. So my mom opened the door and she was like, "Hi," and he's like, "Hi," and she's like, "Can I help you?" And he's like, yeah, I was at a friend's house on the other side of town, and we ran out of, and he forgot to buy beer. Do you have any beer? So my mom was like, "No," and he's like, "Oh, okay, thank you, bye." So that was really odd because he showed up in the U-Haul, cheapest time of the month, so we're pretty sure he was trying to break in. This I'm not putting, okay, there's another time that I'm not putting into my news article, but our backyard, like, there's like a fence and then kind of like a door kind of thing, like a gate opening. So my mom, well, it's really hard. I don't know why, but sometimes it's hard to close, or sometimes it opens really easily, or you can't open it at all. It really depends on the day. And I guess that day it opened itself. We have a dog now, but this was before we got a dog. So, nope, like, this was before we got a dog, no security system. We didn't know that there was a, like, person in our backyard because we didn't have anything to know that, and this was while we were, like, asleep and everything. So we're not up or looking out the windows. So everything's kind of like nice outside. Like, we've got our tables, we've got a chair, an egg chair. I don't know if that's what it's actually called or if it's just what we call it, but it's like a hanging chair that's like the shape of an egg. and then it's got some cushions and stuff in it to sit in. So there's that, and then there's the barbecue. So say this is the barbecue and it's facing you with the front. So in the morning, it was facing this way, and a bunch of our like chairs and everything were moved. And yeah. So there were a few other events too. But the crazy thing is, the police department, like my mom, like reported it, and they don't do a thing about this. Like, unless somebody's like, honestly, I don't think you should trust the police because they don't do a thing. Well, I mean, they've helped me with they helped me with something else. But they've never done anything about like the time people got into our backyard or people showing up in like the U-Haul and stuff. So they did nothing. Like they just said, oh, well, you're probably just imagining stuff, or the guy in the U-Haul probably just actually wanted a beer. He wouldn't have drove across town just to get a beer when he could go to the store and buy a beer. My mom doesn't drink beer. We have no alcohol in the house. Well, we didn't. My mom now has a friend though, so when he comes over, he has like a beer or something, but yeah. So, yeah, that was weird, but honestly, the police don't do anything about this kind of stuff. So yeah, this is what I have to do my news article. Well, I'm doing my news article on the one where he wanted a beer, but I mean, I've never talked to the guy because I wasn't home when this happened. I've never talked to him. I've never seen him. And I have to write the why in here. The police don't do anything. I don't really know why, because usually the why would be like the motive kind of thing. So the police would know that if they did something, but they didn't. And so I don't know why he was going to break into your house. Maybe he was poor and, well, I don't like to say poor. Maybe he was like a bit less. Hopefully that's still filming. Like I just got a notification. Hopefully he was, not hopefully. Maybe he was just a little like, what's it called? Like he has less money. I don't remember what it's called. There was like a word for it. Or maybe he just, I don't know, like something he saw in our house, because sometimes we accidentally leave our blinds open. I have no idea why. And so, yeah. With news articles, so hard because like there's nothing else that really happens in our neighborhood or at home or at school. Our school is a pretty good school, except the kids there, some of them are not the best. Somebody actually got suspended for 4 days because he was caught selling meth or pot or something. Other than that, our school's pretty good. And the teacher says this has to have happened in like the last like few days or month or something like that. So this is really hard because if I write a news article on anything that happened, I have to change the date to something that happened this month because, yeah. Like, I was going to do it about, like, a car accident I was in because that happened, like, I was there, like, I was in the accident. I know everything about it. There are no news articles about this online. Trust me, I've looked. But, yeah, that was 3 years ago, so he said, no, that's old news. Well, it's not that hard to change the date. If I hadn't told him I was in a car accident 3 years ago, I could have changed the date. But, yeah. So, I'm going to go and write this because it's due tomorrow. And, oh, this is like things you have to do. He tried to do squares, but it printed out as euros, and so he's handing these out in class, and I'm like, this here, aren't those euros? And he's like, yeah, I tried to print squares, but they were euros. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm going to go and work on that. So bye.